I'm just coming on here to give you a quick preview of what I'm going to work on today on this video, and then to ask you, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. If you subscribe, click on that bell, select the all notifications. That way, YouTube lets you know anytime I upload new content. Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. Now, I have the worst timing ever. I've been trying to win a hat press on an auction site. I eventually ordered one from Amazon. It showed up at my house, and I'm telling you, within a couple of days, I saw all these unboxing videos on the Cricut hat press. So I've kind of waited to do this video to really think about, do I want the Cricut one? Do I want this one? Well, today we're going to go ahead and unbox this and try it out. Now on my heat press, I actually have a hat press attachment. I've tried it. I really didn't like it. There was no way to secure your hat down, and on this heat press, you have that. So let's go ahead and open this up and let's try it out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this to the floor so I can lift it up and put it on my table. Okay, so here's the front of the press. Let's see, I think we have some silicone gel, and then they used a tie wrap to keep it secured. Okay, so you have the handle here. Let's just lift up on that and see what happens. Ooh, that's smooth. That is really nice. And that's easy to press down. Now, I don't know if there's enough pressure yet. Let me put this inside here and see. Okay, yeah, that's good pressure. I can't pull that out. But if you need more pressure or less pressure, there's this pressure knob right here. And then the thing I like about this press, you have this right here, which you can use. You can attach it to your cap, and then it'll pull it, kind of stretch it down so that hopefully the top of the cap is really stretched out smooth across this top. All right, so let me see if I can find a cap. All right, let's go ahead and plug this in. Now, just my first impression, but this is a pretty short cord. So I keep in my craft room one of these heavy-duty orange cords. Now it looks like there's a power switch on the side, right here. And then there is a fuse right here, so if that blows, pull it out, replace it. Okay, so temperature, let's see what it said at 158. Let's go up. So I would probably start with some heat transfer vinyl. I'm going to go ahead and put this on 310. And those buttons are really smooth. And then time, okay, now what do I do? Hit temp again? Okay. Yes, okay. So I got it to where I wanted it. I had to hit temp again. So now I'll click time. And I'm going to go up by 5 seconds. Set it at 15. So probably just like I had to hit the temp button again, I probably have to hit the time button again. All right, let's let that heat up. Now this platen up here is a nice heavy-duty metal, and then you have your rubbery type pad below it. Now you might notice the time and temp's off. I went ahead and turned it off because I realized I hadn't even played around with it to get a good feel on how to work it. So before I turn it back on, let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so this hat has this band that can fold down, and I've seen people do that in videos. Then I think that the first thing I want to do is really get a good fit up top here. Okay, I feel like that's on pretty straight. So now I'm going to go ahead and lift this lever and place the back side of my hat around this metal. Now maybe I should have done that first. Okay, then when I let go of the lever, it stretches the hat down and makes this more smooth. Now I do need to bring it forward just a little bit because the brim, I think the brim's going to get hit by this platen. Then while it was off, I went ahead and made a rhinestone design, and it says Jeep. So I'll turn this back on. Then for rhinestones, I want the temp at 340. And it did remember the last temp that I had on. That's kind of nice. Then I hit temp again to set it. And then for my time, I'm going to do 25 seconds. Then when I get to the right time, I hit time again, and it'll set that. Now this will heat up pretty quickly. I noticed that when I had it on before. All right, while that's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and lower my table just a little bit because I have to get on my tiptoes to reach that lever. Now I think this is a better view, and while the heat press is heating up, let's go ahead and clean this off with a lint brush or a lint roller. Then I'm going to go ahead and pre-press this, get some of the moisture out for about 15 seconds. Now, even though it's not quite up to temp, the timer started. Now, on my regular heat press, it doesn't do that. Okay, I'll go ahead and get my rhinestone template down on the hat because we are almost up to temp. Now, I hope I didn't make that too big. I think I might have. I should have measured the platen before I made that. We're going to make it work. One way or another, we're going to make it work. Okay, I like how it lays flat because I don't have to worry a lot about this slipping around. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and put a little bit of heat tape on. Maybe I'll put 2 little pieces on. All right, when I looked at the other side, I realized this really wasn't centered very well. So we'll do a little bit of adjusting and then we'll get started. Okay, so that beeping is annoying, but you're not going to leave this down on accident. Let's just make sure they're sticking down. Okay. All right, well, the design was slightly too large. I didn't have heat on the top row, and so most of those came up. Okay, see where a few of them stayed down, but most of that top row came up. So that was a bust. I had some issues down here. And the problem is not the heat press. The problem is I made this way too big. I will be able to fix that hat with just my little hot fix wand. Let me show you that. Now, this isn't anything you want to do on a regular basis because it does add a bit of time, but I don't like throwing things away. I don't like wasting things. So I have this little hot fix tool. You plug it in, and then you can use this to put down rhinestones individually. So I'll fix that hat with this, and then we're going to go ahead and make a new one. Okay, so I used the little hot fix tool that I showed you, and basically you get these little finger protectors at the Dollar Tree. I think 2 come in a package, and I just placed my finger underneath a stone that I needed to either remove or move. What I did, instead of adding stones to the top, I just removed the few that stuck, and that worked out really nicely. And then I did have a few stones that I heated up, moved them slightly, and put them in a better place. So here's how this hat turned out. Now that is pretty straight. The hat was sunk in, so it looked curved. But really, this looks pretty good all in all. And it was just a learning lesson that you cannot go with a huge image on your hat. I should have actually read the instructions or measured that platen, but I was just so excited to get started. Now the second project that I'm going to do, I have this little hat here, and for this, I cut some, it's kind of a pinkish red color of holographic sparkle vinyl. I'm not sure if I pronounce that very well. It's Cricut brand holographic sparkle vinyl. It's Cricut brand holographic spinal. It's Cricut brand holographic sparkle iron-on vinyl. All right, so let me find the center of it by folding it in two and getting a little crease. And then I'm going to put that little crease right here on the seam of my hat. Okay, then a couple of pieces of my heat tape. The back of this transfer paper, or the backing that came on this vinyl, is a little bit sticky, but not super sticky. So I do want to adhere this down just on the sides. And then with those two pieces, I think gravity will take care of the rest. All right, so I'm just going to lay this down, not quite all the way on my design, because I want to look and make sure it's going to hit down here and all the way up there. Okay, so the Y was a little bit low. Let me move it up just a little bit. And hopefully that's pretty straight. It's going to be straight enough. And then I do have some exposed here, so I think I'll go ahead and put a Teflon sheet over the top of this. All right, let's see how this goes. Well, let me check one more time. All right. Now this sparkle vinyl said wait till it cools down to the touch and then peel it. So I'm going to leave that on there just for a couple minutes, and then we'll see how this turns out. Okay, it's a little warm, but it's close enough. Let's see if that'll come up. You want to be really careful. Okay, so the backing is coming off. So now I want to go ahead and put my Teflon sheet over it, and then I'm going to go ahead and press this for about, I don't know, let's go 15 seconds. This holographic sparkle iron-on vinyl takes more heat. It's kind of like glitter. You know how that takes more heat? This takes more heat. It's not going to buckle or get distorted as easily as a regular vinyl. All right, so how cute is that? Cute, cute, cute. All right, so then you just push this lever down and you can pull your hat off. And then I'll go ahead and tuck that right back up inside. So here's my two hats. I think this is a great machine. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Now I got this off of Amazon. There's a couple of them that look pretty much exactly alike. Who knows, they could be manufactured in the same place and marketed by different companies, but I will put a link to this exact one in the video description. This was one of the lesser expensive ones. It looked just like another name brand one that I almost bought, but it was maybe $10 to $20 cheaper, so I went with it. So here's my second hat. And then here's my first hat. Again, it looks better than what it looks in the camera because it's all wrinkly. It's not a structured hat. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me today. And until my next video, bye-bye.